All right, everyone. We are talking pet tip of the week right now, and this is a busy time. We think about the pets, of course, the heat, shedding, things like that. So we're kind of still in that realm a little bit, Dr. Hunter, Main Street Veterinary Clinic. We're talking about grooming, and really, a lot of people may be thinking, okay, should I shave them at this time, especially the ones that are outside and in? It's hot out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of actually a big area of controversy. Some will say yes and some will say no. And the reason we look at that is you take a dog like a husky. Granted, we don't see them down here as a lot, but a few people do have them as pets. They are more cold weather animals. However, what we look at, that coat, it keeps them warm in the winter, but it is also cooling and insulating in the summer, believe it or not. That's why some of these dogs can do quite well in our climate. But those are generally the ones that people will say, gee, doc, do I shave my dog or not?
Yeah.
If you've done it in the past, then you know it's okay and you're fine with that. But if it's the first time and you're thinking, the hair, and I just want to try to make them comfortable. The main thing is if it's a dog who's primarily outside and you are shaving them for the first time, and first of all, remember they get shaved pretty short on there. And so what I worry mostly about that is, sunburn and then having adequate shade. So if you're going to go ahead and do it, just check your environment. Make sure all that checklist we talked about a few weeks ago is still there. Do I have plenty of shade, plenty of water, places for the dog to get out of the sun? So again, it may help them out. It may just help us out more with just keeping the shedding down.
Yeah, but as far as their heat, I guess that's interesting. Like you said, some of it, their bodies are naturally made to insulate them. So, but then again, if they're just standing out in the sun, that's where the heat would come in.
Right, exactly. And like I said, we think that the more hair or clothing we're wearing is bad, but sometimes, believe it or not, the way that they're built, that actually's got some cooling protective mechanisms also.
Okay.
But this time of the year, though, a lot of us are going out to lakes and all that stuff. So you have dogs like schnauzers or longer hair dogs that tend to come with us. They get those cocklebugs, stickerburrs, whatever you want to call them in there. So those are dogs that if you're planning to spend a lot of time out in those environments, maybe worthwhile getting them a little shorter haircut so that way you're not pulling out. Those things hurt. It's just like pulling a nasty old tangle out of your hair is trying to get some of those out of there. And again, too, a groomer, the last thing I want to see is it come in covered to that stuff because it's just uncomfortable to the dog.
Absolutely. What about cats? A lot of cats that are outside as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Cats generally, well, most people with cats that go outside, we pretty much don't shave them with the exception of maybe the underbelly area for the same reason, those longer haired cats, because they'll pick up every little twig, dirt, debris, sticker bug, you name it. And so to try to keep them hygienically that way. But cats are different, creature. Most of our long haired cats, people actually tend to keep inside because those are our foo-foo cats, our Persians, our Hemis, stuff like that. So
Okay, so of course the cats outside, as long as they'll find shade for themselves, especially if they're roaming around, right?
absolutely, cats have a wonderful survival mechanism. They're going to find the shade, the coldness, the water, whatever it is, they will find it, even if it's next door at your neighbor's house.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Dr. Hunter. We
You're welcome.
appreciate that. And now we will head over and find our pet of the week. All right, this sweet girl is Lulu. She looks to be about a year and a half old, and she's obviously kind of a mix of something. Looks like I guess the color looks like a lab, but we're really not sure of that. Her face, of course, kind of got the longer hair on her ears, but very playful. Again, only a year and a half old, and she has been mild-mannered as soon as we got out here. She was jumping around playing, of course, but she came and sat by me right now. Now she's figuring out what's up with Jeremy over there. But a good dog that if you were to be able to come adopt her, only a year and a half old, very much still in the training mode, so that can be done with the families. If you're interested in Lulu, you can call the Lumberton Police Department and you ask them to connect you to Lumberton Animal Control, and you can get this sweet girl. And you can see her coat looks healthy, shiny, and a good dog for the kiddos as well to be playing with. For this week's Save a Pet segment, I'm Jessica Guidry.